Or you can use this part if you want.
Probably not.
Because you're in charge.
Welcome to episode Unspecified, and I'm your host, Zoe.
She's the host
as well.
She's the host. I'm gonna leave now.
Okay, yeah.
And you just run the show. Go.
This is the Zoe show.
So this is Village Idiots,
hosted by
the
Zoe.
Show.
That's a great name for.
Show.
That's a great name for a podcast. It really is.
Thank you. And I came up with it.
Work in progress.
Zoe's the most important person in the room right now, but I'm also here, and I'm Greg.
I'm here too, and I'm Abby.
Oh, yes, and we have a guest at the table.
Yes, it's me and I'm Bree.
It's me and I'm Bree.
You're too far from the mic, and nobody can hear you.
That's
what?
My
Who's that?
I'm Bree.
I'm Brian, and that's all I heard.
I'm Bree.
If you're a nerd.
Is that good?
I'm a Caterpie.
Caterpie?
Caterpie.
What?
We're just
Is
naming
that an old
Pokemon.
saying?
Pokemon.
We're just naming Pokemon.
An old saying, yes, basically.
I don't know anything about
It's an old-timey saying
It
from
is.
the 80s.
It's from the 90s.
Old-timey. 90s is old-time? Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
well.
sad. Hey, Zoe, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I heard a bad rumor that you're going to Florida at some point.
Oh, a bad rumor?
Yeah, so...
No, it's a good rumor.
We're going to miss you. We're going to miss you.
She's going to be on the warm, sunny beaches.
I'll
stuck here.
You can dial me in. We can Zoom call.
Oh, God, no. I can't handle the technology we have already. It's too confusing already. I got all the cords and wires mixed up, so. But you're going to Florida to see family?
Yeah, my brother, he lives
Zion?
Zion, France. You might remember him from the worst
He's a
episode.
Florida man now?
Yeah, he's lived there for a while.
Like a
Okay, yeah,
man.
that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you might remember him from the worst episode of the show.
No, I love that. I laughed so hard. That was a great episode.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh, that's good to hear.
I thought it was great.
Always good to get feedback
He had
from
a very
someone on the show that it's a good show.
He had a very manly voice.
Kind of jump scared me a little bit.
Did not.
And he wanted to bench 3 plates or something. I forget.
Something queer.
What did he squat 3 plates?
Queer along those lines.
He wanted to squat 2 plates, and I'm like, what is even happening?
Okay.
Do you know how to squat 2 plates, Bree?
Yes.
You did. Wait a minute.
How does that work? I don't even know what that is.
I don't.
Are you trying to remember my birthday right now? Because you're staring so intensely
I'm trying
at my...
So I'm trying to talk and type at the same time, and I normally can't do 2 different things at the same time.
Nobody can. Zoe, do you know how to squat 2 plates?
Oh, I'm up to 4. Yeah.
Plates?
Plates of
What?
mac and cheese.
mac and cheese,
Ooh, I
brothers.
do like mac and cheese. What are we talking about today?
Oh, let's talk about mac and cheese because Abby put
Let's talk. This whole episode's about mac and
Abby
cheese.
put me on to this really good brand of
You're
mac and
welcome.
cheese. And it's so good, and you can combine it with chicken.
Is
What
it
is
the
mac and
deluxe?
cheese?
Is it the
What's
deluxe?
it? What is it?
It's like the Aldi's brand. Sponsored, not sponsored. And it's
I
like
don't get it.
private
I get it from
selection or
Kroger,
something.
though.
Well, yeah, you can buy it there, too. I can't remember. It's like premium selection something.
It's got some kind of fancy
Ooh, that
title
sounds
like
good.
Premium Choice Select.
It's like Italian
Hey, we have
cheese.
that. I have that exact cat food at our house.
Premium
Choice Select.
Is it Italian as well?
It's
the Italian cat
yeah.
food, yes.
And the cat
That's
on
the
it,
best.
the picture of the cat is like, it looks Italian.
Oh, an Italian.
Is he doing one of
The
those?
cat's like, meow.
What, Siamese?
Hey,
is that
yeah.
Italian?
And then
What are you doing with my
See,
food?
you're speaking our language now. Brie and I, the Italians.
Everyone's racist against Italians. I've noticed this. In every show you watch,
no,
they're
it's just
allowed
the
to do
people in
it.
Tip
They're
City.
allowed to do it. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Is there's like no backlash.
I don't think it's racist.
No,
it's
it's
honor.
not.
We're honoring how
I'm totally
quirky
joking. I'm totally
Italian
Eat
people
my
are.
spaghetti and pay me money
That's
for
a
it.
spicy meatball.
a spicy meatball.
Spicy meatball.
All right,
So
Tony
are you drinking-
Soprano.
Oh,
Drinking
I
Red
wish.
Bull again?
Hey, yes, let's check in on the beverage of the day. It was Zoe.
Red Bull.
Is it actually?
Is that Red Bull? Back on the Red Bull. Oh, wait, no. Thank you. A lot of Red Bull fans in the crowd tonight. So this is actually a Red Bull lemonade. So it's mostly Red
Game
Bull, but then I top it off with some lemonade.
Hey, I'm having
So,
lemonade.
how many Red Bulls are in there?
Just a one.
Just the one.
Just one Red Bull.
Just a one.
But I
Just
had
the one.
I
Red
had some
Bull.
coffee as well, so all the caffeine should hopefully be working together and not against each other.
Are your hands shaking? Just barely.
That's just
Not
a
really.
normal thing, though, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
they just
actually
kind of
pretty
always
chill
do that.
today. I'm kind of locked in.
Are you locked in?
Kind of
Oh,
chill
yeah.
today.
I'm
It
lo-
looks
I'm
trimmer.
locked
It
in.
looks kind of, well, It sort of looks like ours are similar, but this is homemade iced tea.
Gross.
They both look like urine samples, just for the record.
This one's a little more dehydrated.
I'm not thirsty
I need more
anymore.
water.
Yes, that one looks dehydrated, and that one looks
You're getting there. You're
healthier. A lot of
Yeah.
Gatorade in that diet there.
Okay.
Speaking of making drinks, though, that's where I met Zoe at a unspecified, unnamed,
Location.
no longer existing shop that sold drinks.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about like working in like
Yeah.
a service industry
Yep.
thing. Isn't that the awesomest ever?
It humbles you and it creates.
It's,
I don't know.
you know,
Tell me about grounds.
It was the
I want to
best
hear
of
about grounds
times.
for pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
I want to
Grounds
hear
went
about
into the
grounds for
grounds.
pleasure.
so
So if you don't know, this is Tipp City's premier coffee shop that closed when? Last year?
Yes, and it was
Yeah.
literally on New Year's.
on New
So
Year's,
it's
yeah.
been over
Of
a year now.
23, switching over
Yes.
to 24, they closed that day
Yep.
because then some other company was going to come in and behind them and open, and that fell through.
Yes.
So did you not get notified?
Oh, no.
Wait, you're kidding me.
No,
We-
Greg, you know all this.
No, I did not know that.
no,
So
we
they
did.
didn't tell you that they're going to close?
Bree and I were at a funeral when we
So
Oh, no.
we were told only
Like a Christmas
halfway
present, you're out of a job.
Well, halfway through December, and they were
Yes.
wanting to close by January.
So you found out they were closing.
Yes, and our manager had to have a emergency meeting because she had to really get them to give the okay to tell us that we were even
'Cause they didn't
changing
wanna tell
ownership. We
us.
didn't
Yeah.
even know that.
Oh, okay. So the
Until-
plan was to bring you over to the new people.
Nope. They weren't gonna.
I'm trying to spin this
I
in
know
the
it's-
best possible way, and
Sorry.
it's just
They were
I
bad
know.
people.
They were gonna fire all of us, and we had to get re-interviewed. So we weren't just switching over. They were kind of wanting a whole new
To see if
cast
we
and
fit their
everything.
brand. To see
Yeah,
if we fit
to
their,
see if we
like,
fit-
culture.
Yes.
I can tell by the way you said that you're not buying it.
Oh no, no,
culture.
no.
Oh, no, it was
No.
crazy.
The cult. She went like this when she said cult.
No. And any job that's also like, we have like it's like a family here, like our culture's really run.
When they have
Run
to
away.
say that,
Run.
when it's like a nice guy saying he's nice.
Yes.
If you're actually, you don't have to say it.
You
know,
don't have
like-
to say I'm a nice
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
actually Jack, the guy from the house that Jack built.
Yes, exactly.
That was a scary
That's a
movie.
good
Have you seen
movie.
that?
I haven't known.
We'll
I
watch
was not
that
ready
here.
for that.
We'll watch that here.
Okay.
And
But
then
yeah.
and then you can cry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
you
how I
don't
feel
have to
about
advertise.
grounds.
If you're
No.
a nice person, you're not like, hey, I'm a nice
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so halfway through December was when we were told even that anything was happening. We had no idea in the first place that there was even a change of hands that was going to happen. As far as we knew, everything was just going to stay the same. And then all of a sudden, emergency meeting, because for whatever reason they didn't want to tell us, and our manager had to like beg them pretty much. And so we had our meeting, and she let us know then, hey, we're getting bought by a different company, and you're all gonna have to re-interview because they're not going to automatically hire anyone over. And I mean, I get that, like that's their right and everything, but just the way it just was not a good. They went about it the wrong way.
Yeah, they just didn't tell us anything. And one day we went by the store and, the for sale sign was up and we were like, hey, what's the situation,
Yeah, we were very
guys?
confused. We were also left in the dark, and it was weird how much that they didn't want us to know
Yeah.
about the future of our own jobs. And
That is odd. Yeah.
and a shout out to our manager at the time who did
Yes,
fight.
Brittany, we
That's-
love you.
yeah, that's what I was
Shout
talking
out
about. She-
Brittany because
Brittany?
she
Yeah,
Britney Spears?
Yes,
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Toxic.
Same
the,
energy.
the, the woman in me. What?
Wait.
Wasn't that the name of
I think that was the name of her book. Yeah, I think you got it.
That is a weird name for a book, really, if you think about it.
You're getting
Okay.
side-eyed, Zoe.
I'm
That is a
not
weird
looking
name
at
for a
anyone
book.
around me.
It's like if you wrote a book and you said, actually, I'm a nice guy.
Right.
And you're like, no, you're
That's the
not.
title of my autobiography, and it's just all the terrible things I've done. But the book is called "Actually, I'm a Nice Guy."
So Brittany stepped up.
So Brittany, she fought to let us know, and we
Yeah.
were like, "Oh man, okay." So now we've got to re-interview to keep our jobs, basically.
Yes.
But it was kind of sold to us as you're fine, like you're gonna get it. But then we like met the people.
Red flag. I was out.
Flags.
Red flag.
We saw
I was
their
out.
Instagram posts. We kind of got this sense that they were very like
for show, like on their Instagram,
very show,
but
yeah.
not actually like caring too much about.
So then flash forward to the interview, the actual interview. It was at the Tipp City Public Library. That was where everybody's was, right? They were like, these interviews lasted like 10 minutes. I was the very first one to get interviewed that day. So yeah, I have an iPhone 15, which first of all, Apple.
Where are we going now?
We're off the rails.
You said your phone was going to die, so I tried to plug it
Yeah,
in.
Apple, why?
And it confused Bree because then she lost her train of thought, and then I couldn't. Then I
We're very
tried to
easily
plug it in.
distracted.
I didn't realize that's what you were doing.
Look over there.
Apple.
And then I tried to plug it in, and it doesn't work.
Who owns Apple? Steve?
Not me.
Steve Jobs.
Steve? Okay.
He died.
That's crazy.
Steve Jobs died.
Yes.
Steve's widow. You listen to me.
Tim Cook is the current owner and current manager and CEO.
Okay.
Go.
Tim Cook, why did you decide that the iPhone 15 charger was going to be different from every other iPhone charger?
Because iPhone they like to be exclusive.
point
and
where,
They like to make money.
Yeah, it's
but
stupid.
now when I go, I'm like, hey, do you have a charger? It has to be someone else with a freaking iPhone 15 charger because the
That's
older
annoying.
chargers.
Oh, so it's
And
different
I did
even
not
from the
know
older
this.
iPhone.
Yes, and nobody told me this. I walk into the Apple store, I say, one phone, please. They didn't say, hey, by the way, you're never going to be able to share a charger ever again because you want to be
Well, of
cool and
course not,
trendy
yeah.
and get the 15.
What's happening?
So anyways, let me jump back. So they decided to schedule my interview at a time when the library wasn't even open.
Oh, yes, I remember this.
What?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting. I'm waiting outside to get in, and then they also show up, and they are like, "Oh, the library's not open yet." So then we stand on the
You
steps
met them?
together.
No,
Oh, I met
thanks.
them. I met them, and I was
met
like, "This, yeah, haha. You scheduled it when the
was
library
trauma
was
bonding.
closed. You dumb." And then
Hey,
I censor
hey.
it. I can censor it.
Hey, watch it. So much energy.
I'm sorry.
So much energy.
Okay,
What's the Red Bull?
Let
It's
me
the Red Bull.
dial it back. No.
No, dial it up.
I'm allowed to be passionate. Apple. You.
Hello.
I should have gotten.
I'm aghast.
And also,
My flabbers are gassed.
so
Yes.
Excuse you?
what the hell?
Just go.
So then they take me into this basement of the library.
Oh, they take you to the basement.
I've been down there, and I know about that.
Well, okay.
They also changed the location because remember it was supposed to be at.
It was supposed to be at grounds. Right?
Yes, and then
they
they're
got
like, "Oh,
the place.
surprise library!" And I only found out like from Rachel, I think. So.
Now
Jeez.
I was very familiar with this basement because I used.
used to be dragged there in the
Wait,
night?
I wasn't paying attention, and now I am. What?
I said I'm very familiar with the basement.
That's what I thought you said. Why are you
You're a
familiar with
guy
the
that
creepy
likes basement?
Because I used to my mom used to be like, you're gonna go volunteer at the library, and she'd drop me off, and they'd make me be in the basement and cut paper for hours for the children.
For the children.
But I was also a child.
For the children.
So basically, I was just like
Child labor.
I was child labor, yeah, and they paid me nothing. It was kind of a miserable time. So they'd lock me in this basement, no windows, no doors, they'd give me a paper cutout, like one of those Cricut machines, and I just cut paper for hours. Anyways.
Is it cricket or cry cut?
Let's not distract her anymore.
I don't know. Is it?
Is that a real question?
Don't Zoe, just go with what the
Zoe,
story,
go.
the original story.
So, anyways, we're in this basement, and I remember just kind of being like, okay, like here's my experience, like nice to meet you, da da da. And they were just kind of like, they gave me the same vibes that the very first job I had, my manager there, and she was a witch. So they gave me those kind of similar vibes, and she had this very performative kind of like do-good-ery sense about her, and these people did too. And so they kind of were going on about like
Two-faced.
yeah.
Oh, I
the
like him. He's good.
culture's really like, we're very like, I'm not saying anything. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's where it's like, and we're like a family here, and
And oat milk just came to where we are. I remember them saying
Yeah,
that. And I was
they're
like,
like,
what do you
oat milk
mean?
was
They're
just
like, we're in a tiny
released.
town. I'm like, hello, have you seen Tipp City?
yeah, and
there's
then,
like 4 people.
and they were also like, we do a lot of things you're probably not familiar with. We make a lot of like frappuccinos and lattes. This is a coffee shop too.
Did you see the meme
That is
on
what we
Reddit
do.
where the guy was trying to put out the fire in California and he was pouring oat milk on it? Like, it's a fire, but
that's
we're
funny.
vegan, so we're pouring it.
We should address the fires really
Let's
quick.
address they're bad.
Oh my gosh, this is
They're
all over
bad.
the place.
Wait, no, there's one specific thing I want to to us about the fires.
Yeah.
Okay, can we hold it to the end? Because I actually want to do a
She's gonna
current
explode.
news segment.
She's
I want
gonna
to start doing a
explode.
current news segment.
So I have a good story, and Zoe was there. You know what story I'm going to tell.
And you were there.
It's the famous
and
story.
you were there.
Wait, yeah.
And you were there.
Yeah. Well, it was Zoe and May and I. And
May worked at Grounds also.
no, she was doing homeschooling in the back like a freak.
She
I
is
love
a
you,
freak.
May.
Shout out May.
Shout out, May. And so she was in the back, and I was starting to close up, and there's these two women talking emphatically, just loudly, and they're like, yes, and saying like all sorts of things, just trying to like,
Jesus can save you.
pretty much, yes, but like loud, like they
Turn your
wanted-
life around.
They wanted people to hear it, like while we were there. I'm like, I don't really care, like, don't be crazy, but just calm down. And so we were closing. I was like, hey, we're closing up. Like, you can say, I guess, a little bit, but, you know, you're going to have to get out at some point. And so, like, we did everything else except for, I mean, Zoe was still cleaning the machine, and I was about to take out the money. So I'm like, I went over and I turned off the lights because I was like, get out, please. Because I can't have them in there when I'm counting money. And it's been like
Right.
15 minutes or so past time.
Yeah.
And they're still just...
They had plenty of time to go.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And they knew
probably
you were
more than
closing.
that. Oh,
And you
I
said
told
last
them,
call
like,
really
I
loud.
told them like 3 times to their face. And the ladies come over and they're like, thank you so much.
You're so
And they're
nice.
like, and by the way, you look dead inside. And I was like, oh. And they were like, yeah, we think that you need Jesus. And I was like, so crazy story about that. My parents are both pastors. I used to be in the I was a singer for the youth group and everything. Like,
Used to clean
I'm
churches.
familiar. So basically, I was telling these wonderful human beings.
You were dead inside.
Yeah, they were telling me that. And I was like, well, thank you. I appreciate it. They're like, what can we pray for you? Like, what? I was like, please don't. I'd like to just leave. I think that's what you should pray for. Like, for me to be able to get out of here. And so, and the whole time Zoe and May are there, and they are not even paying attention to Zoe and May. They just see me. They see the hair and they see the piercings, and they said,
Yeah.
fix this one or she's going to hell.
Yeah.
And so they finally like,
Plot twist, I was the one that was dead inside.
Or they were going to say I was the one that was
right,
going to
you were
hell.
the unsuspecting. But yeah, so I finished that up, and I, clocked out and everything because I was just waiting for them to leave, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like that. It just upset me. And then I go around the corner, and they're there, still standing right outside of grounds, talking,
Waiting for you
100%. And so
with a stick.
I call my mom, and I was like, Mom, I'm going to go down to the light because I'm not standing. She was going to pick me up. I was like, I'm not standing with these freaky women.
Yeah.
And as I'm calling her, this guy on a motorcycle starts revving at me and stuff. And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
now is not the time. Get away.
But you didn't answer the big question, which
was the big
were you dead inside?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Have you?
Yeah,
met
they
me?
did clock her. Yeah, they
Yeah,
knew.
they were right.
They could tell.
Bree has an even better story about grounds.
No, I want to hear your story about Grounds.
So it was me and my friend. I know, I got to get ready.
Kate, I love Kate.
Yes.
Shout out Kate.
Thankfully,
Shout out Kate.
my chronic being late to everything saved me this time.
Are you
because-
late everywhere you go?
Well, here I'm one of the earliest people.
You were here
but-
first.
I know.
Yeah,
She was the first
That's
one
why
here.
it's a surprise to me because usually I'm the latest one. But yeah, so she had gotten there before. We used to, in pairs, we would open the shop, and I got there and the back doors that we go through were slightly open. I thought that was odd because I know that all of us are very careful about making sure they're closed. And then I saw her sitting over in her car, and she was like, she kind of did like a frantic, like, no motion sort of. And I was like, oh crap, so something is going on. I got in the car with her, and she explained that she got there. The doors were slightly, like, she could tell.
Ajar.
We lock them. We would lock them every night, but it was the type of doors where if you applied enough pressure, you could still get in, like, even if it's locked. And
If you really cared,
yes,
you could go.
And she noticed that, yeah, it wasn't quite as shut as it usually is. And then she hears strange music. Like, she described it as creepy Halloween music.
Creepy Halloween,
Halloween
music.
music.
Door unlocked.
Yeah.
Door ajar. Creepy music.
Candles in a circle. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no.
No, that was
Not in Christian grounds for
But-
pleasure.
Yeah, so she saw legs sticking out from behind it was our storage room we go in.
No, you're making that up.
No, seriously,
No,
seriously.
she's making that up.
So her
That's not
first
a thing.
instinct was, oh, maybe it was one of the employees that, like, even though that's weird.
Maybe they
that, like,
passed
felt-
out from low
yeah.
blood sugar.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
As one tends to do.
Just okay. Just like voice comes in from nowhere. Okay. I know you're talking about me.
And,
It's my show. Quit it.
So she kind of just peeked around the corner. Giant dude that does not recognize at all. And he starts to move around a little bit. So she kind of concluded that maybe that sound was an alarm going off or something like that. And he starts to reach into his pockets. And she's like, okay, nope. And she actually has had encounters with like break-ins and stuff like that where she's lived before. So that was like, she knew.
I thought he was naked.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
get
he
to that.
was.
We'll get to that.
She's saving the
not
good
at
part
first.
for
Not
last.
at first.
Yeah.
Cut that out.
She's drawing the story out and making it more dramatic.
So I was confused.
Yes.
You said pockets, and I was like,
No.
wait a minute.
Yes. So right now he's fully clothed. She runs out into her car, calls the police.
Hello.
As she should. And then explains all that to me. She's like, yeah, they're on their way. So that's where we were at. And then they went in to go get him. And they told us that he was no longer in that back room. They found him in the main part of the shop. And apparently he was trying to go to the bathroom is what they thought, because he did not have any pants or underwear on. And there was a giant wet puddle on the floor.
Brother pissed.
He was extremely drunk.
This is in Grounds for Pleasure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I miss that place. I really do.
The piss force.
So because they arrested him, and when he was outside, he had pants
For what?
back on.
Why did they arrest him? For what?
Breaking and entering. Like,
okay.
yeah,
And
he was not
public
supposed
urination?
to be in there. Yeah, and nudity probably. But yeah, when we saw him handcuffed, we were like, oh my God, that is a huge dude. He was like over 6 feet tall, big scruffy beard. Nobody knew who he was either. Like no one.
Really?
I saw his
We
face.
still don't know.
I saw his
no one was
mugshot.
familiar with him, so he was probably not from around here. And yeah,
He was at
so-
Tony's the night before.
Really? That's where he came from?
Are you kidding
okay,
me?
that
No,
makes
I'm
sense.
so serious because we know a guy. I'm not going to say his name. But
Oh,
we know
yes,
a guy
yes, tell this, I
that the
love it.
night before he saw this guy laying down right outside of grounds, and he put a circle of rocks around him very carefully. And he's like, "Don't blame me for the situation." I'm like, dude, in
A
the
circle of rocks.
An
around the
unnamed
drunk
friend
guy.
of ours put a circle of rocks around him when he was passed
He
out
found him
before.
passed out drunk and thought he was just gonna put a circle of rocks around him, like as just a thing to do. And then he was
Like a
scared he
seance?
was scared to tell anybody. No, just
cause.
Just cause. Yeah.
It's like he's drunk.
It's like when your friends pass out at a party and you draw on their face.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
no, I've never done
it was
that.
like almost
haven't
like just
either,
like
but
a weird like
well, he
prank.
looks at me and he's like, "I think it was my fault." I was like,
Oh,
"What do you mean? How is it your fault?"
no,
I feel like this
it
doesn't
wasn't your fault.
correlate.
somehow he implanted the idea by placing the rocks.
The rocks.
He's like, I gotta find the guy who did
I gotta piss in this freaking place.
Was he purchasing coffee also at the time?
Oh, he did take
Did he
one
have
soda.
a coffee?
Didn't he? I thought it was a monster.
It was a soda. It was one of the Jones sodas. It was
Oh,
like
what
an
a
orange
freak.
soda. So
Like
he
a
did
Jonas
take one
Brothers soda.
soda out
Those
of
are
the.
great.
That was the only thing missing was the soda. So dude was just hungry and he had to piss and he missed the toilet.
They try to make you clean it up?
Yeah, so our
Which you're
current
not legally
manager
allowed to
at the time-
do.
Yes, because it's a biohazard.
It is a biohazard. Yes.
She asked
You're
us.
a biohazard.
I am.
Your mom.
Yes, I am. So maybe it was okay
Your mom's
that
a
I did it.
biohazard.
How did you know?
I've met Zion.
Okay, well that checks out.
Any more Grounds for Pleasure stories?
Oh, there's so many.
I want to hear another good one about a naked guy.
That was the most exciting thing that's ever happened in my life.
You know what? I need to.
Really?
Well, I've been pretty sheltered, so I mean that's up
You should
there.
get out. You should hang out with Zoe.
You know what?
Crazy stuff happens to her all the
I
time.
used to walk the street. Okay, this is gonna sound bad, but
but not in a prostitute
No,
way.
no, not. But I would actually kind of. This is sad a little bit. To feel something, I kind of like wanted something to happen.
Exciting stuff to happen to you?
Maybe
No.
I shouldn't be sharing this.
Don't work in Columbia, Missouri.
People do that. People
I was
do
like,
that.
I'm just gonna walk this street, but no one's come near me.
Come
or
hang out
You're
with me.
snatchable,
It's
though,
because I'm a
dude.
biohazard.
Yes,
People
that's
know.
what
Yeah.
people can tell.
I've
Then
got a
stay away.
crazy.
Yeah. Abby's got some.
I have to come at some people at Grounds, and you know what? It's a certain demographic of freaking middle schoolers.
Oh, hey,
I
middle
hate
schoolers.
You don't like middle
I
schoolers?
hate them. I
We
hate them.
hate that.
I
But wait,
hate them.
we
So
hate middle schoolers.
When people would go into Grounds for Pleasure, wasn't there like an implied thing that they had to buy something? Couldn't you kick them out if they didn't buy something?
Yes.
So that
May
you're
would
making
come
money.
in and buy nothing all the time.
You were related,
May,
so I was going to let
May
it
doesn't
slip.
count.
No, she
May
doesn't.
doesn't count.
She barely takes
She's
up
a
Those
space.
freaky, stupid.
She's a Franz. Franz don't count.
Yeah,
Is it
we don't
Franz
count
or
as people.
Franz?
It's Franz. It's Franz if you have
Cool.
any respect for Germans, but most people
It
don't.
sounds more French to me.
What about Italians?
Franz?
I don't have any respect for Italian.
Oh yeah,
they
As an
probably
Italian.
yeah.
I like Franz. Franz is a nice name.
Franz.
Yeah, it sounds regal
it sucks.
almost. It sounds regal. It sounds like French royalty to me.
There was a King Franz.
Okay, good.
Did he murder his wives?
No, that's King Henry VIII.
know that's
And
Franz.
doesn't Greg give off King Henry VIII vibes?
No, not at
Watch
all.
it. Watch it.
But yeah, how did you feel about the middle schoolers? You two.
Oh, I never really had any direct encounters with them.
I did.
I know you did, but through the stories, there grew a burning hatred in my heart for the middle schoolers.
Bring back beating your kids.
That's what this podcast endorses.
2025, beat your children.
2025, child abuse is in.
Yeah.
See, we swung too far into the gentle parenting, and now
And
it's
now we
gonna
have to we have to
just
counteract it with.
Hey, little Abby, we don't stab our sisters with forks, okay? I'm gonna need you to put that doesn't work, okay?
No, and now I'm gonna
when
stab you with a fork and see how you like it.
When I have a daughter and I name her Abby,
Please don't. I hate my Oregon Trail name.
That's a
Do not.
shout out, isn't it? A shout out?
No, yeah, but
I'll
my
be
name's from the
sure-
Oregon Trail.
It's like a collab.
I'll be sure to beat her. Is what I was going with.
You're gonna, good.
You're gonna
yes,
beat
please.
little
Send
baby
me
Abby?
pictures.
You're gonna beat little baby Abby, is what you're saying.
For
But why?
For parenting purposes. Didn't you just hear our whole child abuse is back in spiel?
I did.
I'm gonna cut all that out.
No, it's okay. No, I saw
Please don't.
Everything you've said is cancelable.
I know,
okay.
I know. No, you don't realize I'm gonna be not even in this episode because everything I've said has been so bad.
No, it's not. I think it's good.
No, it's
You've
good.
got a lot
I
of
love
good
it.
stories
We
in
need
there.
the
Keep it
edge.
I like
yes, I was gonna say
the
edge.
place with the juice where you passed out.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like that. That was good.
I
I got-
passed out at a lot of places I've worked at.
With juice. Did
I've
they all
got
have
more
juice?
middle schooler stories.
I
than
almost
that.
passed
Yes,
out.
tell us about the middle schools.
Okay,
Why did they
so-
annoy you so?
Okay, so it was me and my boy. I'm not going to
Which-
say his name.
Is this a different
The only
boy?
only guy that worked there.
She
at
met
Grounds.
this boy. Yep, at this place.
This
No, not
not
Harry.
Not your current boy. A different boy.
No,
Never mind.
my coworker, not my boy.
Okay, you're confusing me a lot.
you're
Sounds like
confusing
you're
me.
talking
Starts
about
with a Kai and
a
ends with an
lover.
L.
At some point, we need to talk about the story of you guys meeting because I have some memories
Harry
of it that
and
are
I?
very
Harry
funny.
or this other?
No, Harry-
the
you and
other
Harry.
boyfriend.
Well, that's where I met.
Because I remember him asking for your number. You start writing it down on a piece of paper, and he makes fun of you for writing it down
100%.
instead of just putting it in your phone.
100%.
And I laughed
Snoopy.
so hard. Anyways,
Okay, so I was scheduled every single Friday when the freaking kids would come in. So,
After school,
yes, so
middle
they would-
schoolers, no
they-
money, loud.
Parents' credit cards. Crazy to me,
Oh,
by
there
the
you
way.
go.
My
That's
parents
fine.
would have never given me a credit
Never.
card. They would have murdered me if I took theirs. Rightfully so. And so there would be like 40 of them. Like, not even kidding. Like a murder of middle schoolers.
I love that. Like a murder of Franz's.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep. And
that's beautiful.
That's a great
they
term.
would come in and they would so all they would get was frappes.
Which take forever to make.
Oh, 100%.
And they're really expensive.
Expensive, and they would tell us to our faces that we don't deserve tips.
Oh yes. Yep.
And they said, you're gonna have to bleep this out. They looked at
Okay.
me and they said, you're an ugly emo and I said, at least I don't look like you.
That's the right comeback. That's the right comeback.
I had
That's
enough.
nice.
I had had
Now that was
enough.
the official motto of Grounds for Pleasure, right?
Yeah.
At least I don't look like
Yeah,
you.
well,
At least
yeah,
I
'cause
don't look like
They
you.
would go in the back room and they would watch X-rated films
Oh, great.
together.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And
They
they
drew
would-
on the furniture. They lit matches. There was and
I
this
heard
whole
there was-
generation
They
of middle
would-
schoolers needs to be put down.
We need to
and
get them
you
put
put
on
on
an
an
island.
Wait,
by
we're gonna
themselves.
skip a
Yeah.
whole generation of
I'm
people?
gonna, and I'm leaving this on the record. Start over.
Yeah, they would
Make
run
a-
across the street
they just
screaming
need to,
like
like have their
"F
own
this."
place
Make a-
far from us.
Make a fresh batch.
Lord of the Flies.
No,
Like an island somewhere.
Make a
alongside.
But yeah, no, the kids were horrible, and I actually wanted
And
to
they
cry.
didn't tip you.
Oh, never.
Oh, no.
So I would
They'd
make
say,
maybe
yeah, you
like
don't deserve a tip.
yeah, I would. So I was making under minimum wage a little bit there because we relied on tips, and then
We
I
made
would
under minimum.
Yeah,
And they took forever to make the
We
drinks.
were
I got
abused.
maybe $6 that entire night.
It would be, we called it Frap Friday because they would come in droves and be almost out the door.
Everyone
and
else
all
would
of them
leave.
wanted a frap.
Did you make the
We had
fraps ahead of
limited
time?
Fraps.
Like you
we
made them ahead of
couldn't.
time
No,
so
we
that you
can't.
line them up on the counter.
I wish.
They would separate, so the mix we used and stuff like that, it would start to separate within a period of time, so they'd have to drink it right away pretty much. But yeah. Yeah, and
horrible.
so we only had like 2 or 3 blenders, I think, all
Yes.
together. And so we'd just have to continually keep washing them and everything. And I think they were like a little miffed that they had to wait, you know, and stuff like
yeah,
that.
they're
And so that
awful.
it's like they just
and
no
they'd bring in
understanding of being in the
food and
service
stick
industry.
it
yeah.
everywhere, and they'd pee everywhere in the bathroom. You know, train your children.
Yeah.
That's what this is. This episode.
Yeah.
Oh yes, they would go to the candy shop and then leave all their trash under the couches.
Did you
my
guys know
God.
I
they've
could
been
see that.
stealing from the candy shop?
They were?
There were people. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like a lot.
Probably
Yeah.
the same
That
ones.
candy shop was like not like they were.
Kids, what is wrong with you? Can
My
you
mom-
lock in, please?
That we need to crucify more children.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Okay, that's the show title right
That's what I've been
there.
saying, and that's what I've been.
We need to crucify
You gotta
more children.
Well, listen, you gotta like make an example, and then they'll chill. You know.
One of the teachers of them came in one day. I think it was
Yelled at
yeah.
them.
Well, no, she came in. I think it was on a different day, and she said that she was one of the middle school teachers, and she said, "Do they come in here?" And we said yes, and she said, "I am so sorry. they're like a different breed now."
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
she said.
I was in there when one of the
It's all
teachers
the
was in.
vaccines.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh no!
And that's our show, folks. That's our show for the day. Okay, we're out now. We're not going there.
I actually had a teacher
Conspiracies,
come
though,
in.
right?
Conspiracies.
I had a teacher come in when they were there, and she goes, "I need y'all to sit the down."
Oh.
She goes,
Okay,
"And
write
I'm
that
not."
down.
When I listen back to the episode, I bleep everything out. And if
Wait, you listened to the whole episode?
I listened to the whole episode.
Like every second?
Every second, sometimes multiple times.
Look at that.
She's good. Yeah.
She's a professional.
And if there's a
What
cuss
a good
word,
girl.
it gets bleeped.
You're a professional.
girl.
I like it.
That's why it takes me so long to edit them sometimes, because I have to sit through the whole thing and make sure that nothing is said, and then go back and chop it up, take pieces out, whatever.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Hard worker.
Yay.
She's
Do
good.
the
Words
round
of
of applause.
affirmation.
Round of applause.
Yay.
Greg, round of applause.
Thank you.
Greg, round of applause. No,
Thank
round of
you.
applause. Round of. Yay!
I was soloing that.
Sound like a seal.
Thank you. And we all know the moon landing was fake.
Is that enough? We will talk about this.
No, we won't, Greg.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody, on our very long
Did
episode.
everyone say, I'm sorry, I feel
about
like I might have
grounds
interrupted
for-
you. You finished your story,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah.
all right.
I
about
love
the
you.
middle
Oh,
schoolers.
I thought you said, did everyone say I'm sorry? So
Yes.
we can't get canceled.
Sorry, yes. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
And I've worked in the service industry. Nothing weird's ever happened to me. Okay.
Oh,
Thank
you.
you.
You didn't have any service. All right, yes,
No.
thank you
That's
for
a lot.
joining us today on the podcast. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
No, we won't.
You don't see us, you'll hear us.
I think we're going to get canceled.
I'm going to cut out all the cancellables.
That's the new name.
That's the best part.
No,
We're too
no.
young to be canceled, or too too unimportant to be canceled.
That's
Next
really
season.
You
No
have
one's
to
going
care
to
about
war.
something to cancel
No one's
it.
going to war over that.
Next season of Village Idiots, canceled edition. Am I right? Or
Oh,
am
I like.
right?
It's all bonus episodes.
Yeah.
Boom.